Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. So I did this video. Oh, I see we have some sponsorship. Wayfair.com. Okay. So I did this video. Awesome. I've even shopped there. Young black woman facing financial difficulty when Brad gave her some advice. I'm thinking, boy, good night. Let me go ahead. I want to get to this one comment in particular. I saw this and I got up one morning and I thought about it and thought about it last night. Hmm. So Joanna Washington 9597 says, listen to this. And the video, in case you didn't see it, please check it out, is about how the black woman was having financial difficulty and Brad said, hey, you need to, you got to call the parents. Yeah, right. Okay. So anyway, Joanna Washington 9597 says, listen to this. I was living in Wichita, Kansas, but my hometown is in Little Rock, Arkansas. I had a job in Kansas at a bakery and needed to come home because my marriage was breaking up. I called my auntie, who had control of my granny's house while my granny lived with her because granny had a stroke and could no longer live alone. Well, I asked my auntie if I could stay at Granny's house while I looked for a job and possibly live there while I worked. I would pay bills and do some upgrades. My auntie told me that two of my male cousins were living there. They had no job and didn't pay any bills. Their friend also lived there and he paid the bills. I asked why I couldn't stay there until I got on my feet. And she told me the house was for people in the family who were struggling. I told her I was about to be homeless. And she didn't change her mind. I ended up still leaving Kansas and ended up in a small town in Arkansas, working as a cook and living in my car. As I got ahead, I started a food truck business and then was able to do better. I'll never forget how women in my own family turned their female niece away while coddling their grown male nephews. It hurt so much that I can't look at my aunties the same ever. And don't. That's why I said black women be selfish. Now, do not be surprised when the tables turn. What I mean by that, when she might get old and it might be a reversal. I keep telling black women to be selfish. You gotta understand, in Blakistan, these men don't have it as hard as you think because they can always count on the mammies. This also tells you, and I hate to say it, you have to deal with reality. You can keep your head in the sand. It's like the people now in Chicago, all this hollering. What you hollering for? Joy B told you what it was going to do. So you have to think it's best to just deal with reality, deal with what is, and then you know how to move and act accordingly. Listen, this is nothing new. This is quite the norm. So when they start getting older and oh my goodness, what am I gonna do? They may start to call on you. That's why I'm not for all this unless they've been there for you. I'm not for all this for black women, you dropping and stopping your career and you're going to go ahead and take her mom. And if she's been a good mom, of course, I understand. But I'm not for all this when these women, I don't care who it is, when they coddle their sons, that's who they coddle. They coddle their sons and take care of them and throw you to the wolves. And oh my, you're just basically thrown into a river like sink or swim. Swim or sink, drown. And so you learn to go ahead and, survive. You were able to swim ashore and you made it. Now I'm wanting to take care of me. That's why I'm not for all of that. Because here's what seems to happen. The women, we are left to our own devices. We don't have a safety net. There's no one to have our back. But guess what? The Dusties do. So when things get bad for these same women, they need to go ahead and call on their sons, their nephews. Call on them. That's what they need to do. It's only fair. Again, this shows you. That's why I said I don't have any sympathy for them. They're doing what they want to do for these mammies. I see people differently. I used to see older people like, oh no. Sometimes I see a woman I wonder if she's a mammy. I'm just saying, I do. I can't help it. I wanted this, a mammy over here. Now she on the bus stop. Oh, she walking home with her groceries, and do not be surprised. Do not be surprised if it's a grown behind man sitting up at that house watching TV, got some kind of joystick in his hand playing game. Don't be surprised because why? That's what they do. This culture, in my opinion, is very backwards. Most cultures try to at some point, and nobody's perfect, hell to the no, but they try to at least provide some kind of protection for the women because that's how the group lives on. Men can't give birth. At this point, again, it's not even worth carrying her seed, but hey, let the ladies do what they're gonna do. You got it. Let them do what they're gonna do. So if that's not struggling, I don't know what is. If that is not struggling, no, it's for the men, is what she should have told you. It's for the men. It's not for you. All these black women sitting up here homeless. If you notice, whenever they catch little TT and them in a crime, where are they found? They're not found at the homeless shelter. A lot of times they are found in a dwelling, and the dwelling is where, child, they are found in a dwelling. And it's where? A black woman, me mama, big mama, baby mama, some woman's house. Why? They're always protected. That's why a lot of them are lazy and can't function. And then when things go wrong and it's like, hey, so and so, you gotta get a job. 13 size, 15, whatever size shoe, Bigfoot klutz sitting up here, dust bucket. He has been coddled all his life. That's why when things happen to him, sometimes they bring it on themselves. Bring it on themselves. They've been coddled so they can't cope with it. They're weak. I have no sympathy. No matter what they do, if you are a degenerate black man, if you're a black man trying to get ahead, business owner, family oriented, just hardworking, you're going to be called a simp. Good luck to you. You're going to need it. But if you notice, this group seems to just gravitate toward idiosyncratic, just stupid behavior. Anything idiosyncratic, stupid, demeaning, violent. Oh, there's always an understanding. Always an understanding. So when you see that, guess what? They're allowed to do that. Tough times don't last always, I'd like to say, but the way things are looking in general, the economy, don't know about that. But I'm glad she was able to recover. But this just lets you know, like I said before, something bad happens to you. Not that I want anything bad to happen to you, but sometimes here's a good thing. What's the good thing? What is going to happen? People are going to show you who they are. And that's fine. They're going to show you who they are. And I say that's a good thing because when you land on your feet, not if, when you land on your feet and you have survived this struggle, see, you're going to know who was there for you and who wasn't. Oh, yeah. You will know who was there for you and who wasn't, and you can act accordingly. So think, a female, a female working as a cook and living in my car, Lord, sleeping and nothing new. Working as a cook and living in your car. But those men could stay there. This culture, I don't care what you say, it's very backwards. No, it ain't. Oh, the hell it is. That's why it's at the bottom. This culture is very backwards. Coddle the men. And the women, you are on your own, kick rocks. They don't care what happens to you. Black women got to put yourselves first. Life is business again, I'm going to stand by it. When you find these situations, they're sitting up here. Oh, somebody gotta come help them with Mimo. We're gonna need to rewind the tape on Mimo. Oh, mama. Yeah, don't mean we don't love it, but we're not about to get played because it's about resources. I've seen too many people come up with stories. Okay, so you did everything and they left the little house in the country to who? Well, she was concerned when he get out of jail. He get out of jail. Oh, so you took off time of your career. You could have had a business going. Wow, you took time, and this is the things that you get. So that right there, people, and I know we don't want to face it, because in most cases, oh, that's all we have. So sometimes family is not exactly what it's supposed to mean. Sometimes family is just a group of people you just related. And that's it. It's supposed to be a tight unit where you stick together and help each other out. Well, we got to be realistic. That's not always the case. So this right here, that's why I say it's time for you to be selfish. See about you. Put you first. That's why, again, with these men, I have no sympathy. If you notice, no matter what they do, man, they can get fired, lose a job, or anything, they're gonna be taken care of. I said it before. You'd be surprised. But black folks, this is not uncommon. It'll be some kind of property, and they going, well, so and so gonna need a face when he get out of jail from that last bank robbery. He like the gang bang, huh? That's who is taken care of. Again, very backwards. Anyone trying to do something positive, get on their feet. So to stop and think, this is your so-called family, and people can get upset if they want, about me critiquing Big Mama. Yes, I'm doing it. Think about it. Mothers do this all the time. But then when they get old and feeble, oh, I needs my daughter. I needs my niece. No, you need to call on that Dusty. Think about it. All these black women homeless, some of them are sitting up in shelters. But if you will notice, though, a lot of these black men, they sitting up at somebody's table this morning having breakfast and coffee, sleeping in somebody's bed, and they don't have to pay anything. I have seen it. I have heard it. I couldn't believe it. A lady with two girls. Next thing you know, she charged them rent. They paid their own way through college. But yeah, check this out. She had a nephew, and the girl told me, she's like, he been here for 5 years, not working. 5 years. Her daughters that was staying there, you know what she told them? She made them pay rent. And hold on. At that time, it was 3 bedrooms, okay? So she wanted to make sure that they get too comfortable, have their own room. She made them share a room. I've heard a black queen mama sitting up here. Never the son, always the daughter. Daughter out of high school. I don't want her to go to work. What you mean you don't want her to go to work? No, go to school. No, she got a plan. I could not believe young girls saying they got the mama sitting up here. Can you believe this? Wanting them to stay at home. Stay home. Why would the person want to stay home? They want to go ahead and kind of get their life on. Oh, no, 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 no. She wanted them to stay home and stay in the room. No, just get a job. Don't go to school. Trying to pimp their daughters. Why? Because we don't want to face it. That black women hate their daughters too. We don't want to face. That's them other folk cut the BS. Black women sometimes hate their daughters. They hate young women too, afraid somebody's going to get ahead. So I was like, this is crazy. Sitting up here, unbelievable, telling young girls not to go to school because why? Black Queen Mama wanted them just to get a job and hold on, don't get your own apartment. Oh no, you need to go ahead and stay here with me. When they told me that I was like, what's going on? These are girls like, I'm out of high school, and they decided to become roommates. Can you believe this? Want somebody to sit up here and stay at home and said the mothers were charging them $700 to $800 a month in rent, discouraging them from going to college. I couldn't believe it. To stay in your room, $700 to $800. Why? I want to keep you down. I want to keep. Now you just go ahead and get you this regular job and pay me, trying to live off their daughters. That's what they always do. That's why we're in such a bind. You are born into a community of dysfunction, no love from the outside world, speaking in general, and then the world that you're in, oh, it's really just jack the hell up. That's where the self-hatred starts right there. Low self-esteem, queen. Well, look where we come from as a collective. This community, what does it have to offer you? Always just to bring you down, keep you down. Why? So they can use you. We're crabs in a barrel. It even exists in families. See, this is a love that black women don't have, even in their own families. Jealousy. In their own families, just jealous. Jealous of your daughters and of your nieces. They love to see struggle, even your own. So we don't want to talk about that because, hey, it's a bad thing, but it's the reality. These men don't have it as hard as they think they do because why? There's always a self haven in Blakistan. Now, and that's why they can't make it in the outside world because hey, you gotta man up. They're coddled. Black women, the self hatred is in your own community, even in your own family, and we don't want to talk about that. You need to. This right here is hatred. Your niece sleeping in your car. Wow. And they don't value us. So yeah, when they start to get all decrepit, you better someplace the hell on else. Call a man up. It's time to reevaluate. We're not gonna do all this. Well, let me go ahead, play Miss CNA. I'm gonna have to get paid some way. We're not doing all this. Look at that on Patreon. All that about that insurance. Who did that, Black Queen Mama? All that about that insurance. Getting the state involved, child investigation, all of that to her daughter. But I guarantee you, they will coddle their sons when they commit a crime, trying to put a case on the girl. So Black women, we have to stick together because guess what? We're hated even in our own families. We are hated. I mean, seriously, this is a good example, and it's nothing new. The men are safe, non-working, and they got a friend paying the bills. But the men are safe. It's for struggling. They want to see you. Did a video, black queen, black girl having a hard time. Look up. She asked somebody to use the phone or something. Then she unalived herself and all the balloons. That it was obvious the family didn't care about the woman. So this right here put you first. This just shows you that even in the families, the hatred for Black women is there. That hatred is there. They do not care. They love to see a struggle. Why? I think a lot of times they want to see someone, oh, look at her. She can't make it worse off than me. Well, at least I got this. Oh, yeah. We like to compete with each other. So that's why I say this here, when they get into all these little binds, and what am I going to do? Hell, if I know, call on your son, call on your nephew. That's what you can do. It's time to wake up. There is no love for us. And I'm out.